What is up, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Third Round Picks podcast. It has been a while, but we are back. I'm Karl.
Back.
I'm Seth.
And this is Caleb.
We have an action-packed episode ready for you today, so let's get right into it. I would like to talk about the Ryan Dunn, Kevin Durant situation in this video.
Okay, we can do that.
So I went to the game against the Kings.
Okay.
Game against the Kings. Great game, by the way. If every game in the league was like that, there would not be a viewership drop-off. I'm going to start there. Neck and neck. At some point, the Suns were down like 12 or something. They came back, ended up forcing overtime, whole thing. Ryan Dunn starting looked fantastic without Kevin Durant.
I need to watch the highlights.
I would not be surprised if he's the future franchise player. I'll be honest. And that's a hot take, I'm sure.
Hot take.
Hot take.
D-Book, get out of the way.
Honestly? No, he definitely needs a superstar next to him for sure. But what he did that game, even though, the box score might not show it, he did fantastic. He played great defense. He, spaced the floor enough for people to do what they need to do. Like, he was there all around, and it was amazing. Even though they lost that game, that was a great game from him and from majority of the other people playing. Book kind of struggled. Jones went crazy that game. But Dunn did fantastic in KD's absence. So I would imagine the Suns stay within top 3, maybe top 5 in KD's absence.
Nice.
Okay. Hot take, I like it.
They did a good job adding some depth. Like last year, the year before, like they didn't have much, and then like I think adding Jones, drafting Dunn, like they did a nice job adding some depth to their team.
They're scary, man.
Yeah.
And I feel like KD's got he's got to have that in the back of the head where it's like either this year or next year. This is it for him to win.
Mm-hmm.
Like, no offense to your team, but I feel like if KD is a shell of himself, I think your championship window is much smaller or closed.
I would say if we trade KD, we are set. We trade KD by the end of the year.
Back-to-back hot takes?
Yeah.
Within the next 5 years, we will at least make it to the finals, assuming the trade is a decent one, of course, because we can't just trade him for
KD for Jokic.
I would love the Suns so much if they did that, but
no, I would leave the internet. I would go into the woods and just
stay on the internet. I would continue this podcast if that happened.
Oh man, that would. Yeah. No, I'm sorry, I couldn't do that. Just losing it. Not that it's going to the Suns. Just losing the greatest Denver athlete of all time with just death. There's my take.
He's not leaving unless he's like 40 years old and he's just been like hanging on, which he won't do. So
No,
I feel like he's
retire.
retiring there. He'll retire there at like 34.
I think he'll retire when this contract's up.
Yeah.
At 35. 33.
How old is he?
29?
He's 29 now. He just had a birthday. No. November 18th? When is his birthday? I think it's soon. And yeah.
February 19th, so definitely not November.
Oh. It starts with a Y. I got it. Ends with a Y.
I was going to say, it definitely doesn't, but.
Killing it today. Yeah, no. I agree. I think Dunn is going to be incredible. I watched a little bit of his highlights, and yeah, he is making the rookie class exciting, which is cool because otherwise, snooze.
One shout out though. One rookie shout out, like
I'm
random unsung second round guy from the Grizzlies, Jalen Wells, out of nowhere, has been like starting a bunch of games, and he's actually been like a really good role player. The Grizzlies kind of save themselves. Like Morant came back, and then they drafted two guys. They have Edie and this guy Wells, Jalen Wells, and they're a good team now. Like that's you don't usually see rookies
Jalen Wells
impacting,
is two
right?
good rookies and three
Yeah.
good Washington rookies, pretty much.
Mhm.
And
I
sorry.
pulled up the stats for the rookies because I saw this the other day and I wanted to share this with you guys.
Yeah.
I think this has to be historic in a not a good way of lowest points per game for rookies. At least maybe that's a bad take, but the highest is that Atlanta kid with I'm not gonna butcher his name. I'm not even gonna try with 12, which
No
is
way.
that is the
Yeah.
highest points per game for rookies, and then it goes 11, 11, 10, 9, and then down to 6.
You know what
The
it
top
is?
25 rookies, yeah. You got rookies averaging 2 points per game that are in the top 25.
It's because they sent Bronny down to the G. That's what it is.
Yeah. Like, come on.
And I'm
Not
talking
fair.
most of these kids, literally all of these have, except for
Chase is
2,
okay.
are playing 15 or more minutes a game, which is
Yeah.
that's not great. We got field goal percentages of 30s and 40s for these top guys too, which is
Yeah, I think like a good amount of the very top guys are kind of projects, so they're not gonna be great yet. And then you have like maybe the more polished guys are on better teams. So you have like Connect, he's just not
Yeah.
gonna get a ton of minutes right
No.
now.
he looks good.
But I think this class wasn't supposed to be great, and I guess it isn't.
Yeah.
But it might get some good role players out of it. I like Ryan Dunn, I like Jalen Wells, I think Zach Edey's good,
I think Zach's gonna be good, yeah.
but not a whole lot of like big star power yet.
Do
Yeah.
you guys think that this draft class is weak, or we're just so used to having great potential all-time players back to back to back to back to back? You know what I mean? Because people look at which draft is it? Like the 04 draft as being relatively weak, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
But that's because they had LeBron and Wade and Melo and Bosch and for some reason Darko Milicic.
Yeah.
So like,
For some reason.
Oh,
but so are we just used to having great players within
Good
the
take.
top 10, or are these like genuinely just not great rookies?
Both.
Yeah,
I'm gonna say both.
I think there wasn't like big. I think even coming into the draft, I remember them kind of being like, number one pick, like Reese O'Shea's, like he's good. Is he gonna be a superstar? Probably not. And we were used to hearing a little bit different. Like Wemby, it was like, is he gonna be a superstar or the best player of all time?
Yeah.
There was no like in between, like role player. And so to even think that the number one pick was kind of, he might just be a role player. Like that's already setting the bar a little low.
That's fair.
I agree. I think in order for there to be greatness, there has to be mediocrity. So I think that's just
There you go.
the way it is, right? Like we're gonna have these years where we're gonna be like, oh great, and then next year we'll have another Anthony Edwards out of it.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
or one of those, what I mean? Like we have had really good ones, like Karl was saying, back to back to back to back, like Wemby, Ant, like we've had like 4 really good first round pick or top guys that have just become superstars. So yeah, this one was a dud.
I think we might get some good role players. Like you look at the best teams, you get like a Derek White type guy or like
Mhm.
Drew Holiday. Like we never know who's gonna be a big player on a championship team. So we'll see.
I know this probably doesn't mean anything, but I would just also like to point out that out of the top 25 of these guys on the stats, only 6 of them have pictures.
So that's the problem.
So
Yeah.
that's like there's no media behind them anyways. Like I don't see any connect with a huge 3. I see Bronny James dapping someone at a pickup
G-League.
game. Like I'm like, bro, you're really not gonna show this kid that's gonna be probably like a KCP kind of guy or something, like just a probably a flamethrower 3-and-D, but nope.
Yeah.
And McCain, I feel like I don't know. I feel like he's better than he's playing right now. I feel like his ceiling could be a little higher. I wouldn't be surprised if he was one of the better ones out of it too. He's just in Philly. So.
Yeah. Well, he had a monster game against the Hornets the other night.
Yeah, he did, didn't he?
Yeah, him and I think he got what 29.
Something like that, yeah.
I think it was on pretty good efficiency. So, if he gets the minutes, I think he'll be good. Which I guess you could say about any rookie, but him in particular.
Yeah. I agree. You got it?
All right. Yeah. So that was the show, everyone. Had some good conversations, big topics. Hope you enjoyed it. Tune in next time. We'll have even more for you. See ya.
See ya.